importance of winning souls. We are talking about the importance of, breaking the comfort zones and, going out to show love. Because the Bible says that for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And the only way for people to know Jesus, someone has to go out and talk about this love.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be giving my testimony later as we continue.
Yeah.
And it really touched me. That's why I'm telling you, it took me back many years, because I remembered how I got born again. People traveled from a different village.
Beautiful. I
to
want
come
to hear
here.
this. How
Yes.
did you come to know the Lord?
My brother.
Because we are talking about where we originated.
Yes.
Where we came from.
Yes, sir.
Our first encounter with the Lord.
Yes.
Can we hear from you?
I mean, God, the Bible says the ways of God are different from ours. Because, as I just said, that I'm a Tanzanian.
Yeah.
And I was raised in a Muslim family.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm the first, first person to be a pastor in our family.
Wow.
It's the first generation to be a pastor. In our family, if somebody talked about a spiritual leader, then we talked about a sheikh, not a pastor.
Yeah.
A sheikh or a imam, somebody who leads, the people in a mosque. So, I don't know what happened. I used to like gospel music. As a Muslim young boy, I used to like gospel music. That's why it's very, very important for people to play, right music and music that is anointed.
Yeah.
And so, because of liking gospel music, one day there was a crusade that was held in our village. And I was very committed Muslim. I'm not just a Muslim brother, but I'm very committed. I used to pray 5 times a day. I used to be called Harun Hassan. And because of just liking learning Quran, my teacher by then realized that this student is different from other students. Because I could memorize the Quran verses very easily and very quickly. Because we could be taught like 3 days, and then you expected after the 4th day to stand and without opening the Quran, you just memorize the verses. And I was very good in that. And my teacher realized that this kid is different from others. Wanted to be. One day he came and told me that Harun, because among my students you are the best, I want to sponsor you to be. Because I want you to be a sheikh. I will sponsor you. I'll take you to Dodoma. I come from Singida in Tanzania. Singida is in central part of Tanzania.
Yeah.
He told me I'll take you to Dodoma so that you may learn more of Quran and then you become a sheikh. And I'm telling you that day I was so happy. I was so excited that, hey, at least I'll become a sheikh.
Yeah.
I didn't know the plan of God. I thought that is the way to go.
Yeah.
Because when we knew that is the way to go. Going to mosque, praying 5 times, and, there was no Christianity in our family. But Bishop Ken, the reason why I said I like the topic of today is because of liking hearing gospel music. There are people who traveled from very far from our village. They came and held a crusade in our village. And I just went there to listen to music, then go back home. I didn't go there to get born again. I listened to the music and I enjoyed the way they were playing the guitars. Of course, the village guitars, they're not like the ones we're using in town.
That's true.
Yeah, they're not really complete. But I just like it. Something was drawing me. I know that God was planting something. And then I didn't get born again in that crusade. But in the evening, they had a revival meeting. After crusade, they could go inside the church. Then they held a revival meeting. And then I could go. I said, let me go to the church, just listen to the choir, and then I'll go out. But this day, these people, they preach from Monday to Saturday. On Saturday evening, imagine in all those days from Monday to Saturday, nobody got born again. I think these guys were discouraged. That we have spent our time coming to preach here and nobody has got born again. They went to the church for the last revival meeting for them to go back where they came from. Only that night after I listened to the choir, after the choir was done singing, I don't know what happened, Bishop Ken, I can't really tell.
Yeah.
But I found myself telling somebody, my neighbor who was seated next to me, that tell that, service coordinator I want to give my life to Jesus.
Wow.
Because the guy knew me that I was a committed Muslim, and I said, don't bring jokes here. This is a serious. We are in the house of God. I said, who told you I'm joking?
Yeah.
Tell that person I want to give my life to Jesus.
Eh.
Bishop,
That's a good
nobody
decision.
preached. It was not a message. It was after choir ministry. I found so this guy passed the message to the service leader that Harun Hassan, the famous Muslim brother, wants to give his life to Jesus.
Beautiful.
And that's how I found myself on the pulpit.
Wow.
I knelt down. I was prayed by the servants. I mean, people, I could feel it. I mean, I have never lost that picture. How the people were excited and the church was excited. At least now, from Monday they have been preaching and nobody has given their life to Jesus. At least before we close the meeting, there's a brother here. At least even if we go back to our place where we came from, we can't say that nobody gave their life to Jesus. At least there is one soul that came to the Lord. And I want to tell you, my man of God, that one soul, by the grace of God, God has used me to preach to so many crusades, and so many people have given, thousands of people have given their lives to Jesus through the ministry that God has given. Even Muslims. I preach to Muslims, and I've given, after giving my testimony that I used to be a Muslim brother, people have given their lives to Jesus through my testimony.
Wow.
So Bishop, that's how I gave my life to Jesus. First of all, I think music drew me because of listening to radios. In Tanzania, there's a radio station from here, from Nairobi here, that we used to listen to it in Tanzania. Through that listening of that program, gospel music, I think a seed was planted. And that's how I came to give my life to Jesus.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Yo, you know, this touches me, that you gave your life to Jesus because of the music.
The music.
This is powerful. You know, God has many ways.
Many ways of serving his people.
Many ways of reaching his people.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And people thought that you are joking and you...
Yeah, they thought maybe I wasn't. And you know what, Bishop, after some time, I prepared a crusade. I talked to the pastor. I called the people from the village, the ones who came to, to minister in our village. And I said, I want also, because people traveled and came to preach to our village, and I gave my life to Jesus. And now, by the grace of God, I've become a great blessing to the nations. I said, I must take a choir, also a group of people, to go back to the same village and preach. And you know what happened, Bishop? There are so many souls that got born again. I gave my testimony, how I got born again. Even Muslims got born again in that crusade. And so we're talking about the power evangelism.
Yeah.
There is nothing powerful, Bishop, like a church, coming out of a comfort zone. Because one of the problems that we are having nowadays, even evangelists, people are supposed to be reaching out for people or for souls, are settling inside the house of God. They're in a comfort zone because reaching out is not also cheap, Bishop.
That's true.
I know you are a crusader.
I'm a crusader.
You know what it costs to do crusades. So many pastors are afraid of using money to prepare a crusade or a meeting to reach out to the lost. But that is the way to go. Because you cannot compare a soul with any money, any amount of money. A soul of a man is very, very expensive.
Actually, I remember that's what I was talking to on Sunday. We are having a crusade that's coming along the corner next week.
Yeah.
And I was telling people that you cannot compare any amount of money with a soul.
With a soul, man.
Yeah.
The Bible says when one soul turns to the Lord, there is joy in heaven. One soul, not 10 people, not 5. Only one soul.
One soul.
And I always also tell people when I'm preaching for, to the people outside there, even if, there was only one person in this world, because of that love, God could have still sent his son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross.
I'm looking at the way all that team came to that place for that meeting.
Yes, sir.
And after the whole meeting, no one had gotten saved.
Yes.
Only you.
The last day, Bishop. The last day. Yes, the last day.
And you, because I know you are crusader.
You know me.
I know how many people have come.
I'm talking about thousands. Thousands have given their lives to Jesus.
Maybe now I'm trying to think about what amount they had spent. maybe for that meeting,
Oh,
they
of
may be feeling that maybe it was a loss.
Yeah, we all traveled just to see only one person getting born again. They
But
didn't know.
one individual has brought so many. Like for example, how many people can you estimate have come to know the Lord through you?
Oh my good God, Bishop, I don't want really to exaggerate things here, but not less than 1,000.
Look at that.
Not less than 1,000.
Look at that.
And I think the same testimony, I read a book somewhere, how the late great evangelist Bill Graham got born again. I don't know if you know about the story.
Actually, I've been even to his home.
Yes.
I've been even to where he began.
Yes, sir.
I've been to his library. And that man, when I look at what he did,
Yes.
how many countries he has preached.
Yes.
I went to his library together with my wife.
Yeah.
We saw the president he has prayed for,
Oh.
and the pictures. I tell you, I marvel. You know, they are screens showing even the massive people coming to the Lord in thousands, in thousands.
And you know the testimony how that man of God got born again. It is said that a crusade was held somewhere. They preached, and nobody got born again. The last day of the meeting is when this boy, when the altar call was being made, is when a little young man raised his hand.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that was Bill Graham.
That testimony is still there.
That was Bill Graham. Look at what he has done. And so this is, Bishop, this is a great encouragement because I think the enemy, one of the weapons that the enemy uses is to discourage people.
That's true.
Especially the men of God.
That's true.
Because sometimes you can, you prepare the choir, you hire the PA system, you invite ministers and gospel musicians. You spend a lot for a crusade.
Yeah.
And then you find maybe 20 people get born again, or even 50 on the crusade ground. But when it comes to now coming to reality, the harvest coming in the house of God, you find maybe only 2 people are coming to the church.
That's true.
You wonder, I saw 100 people getting born again. Where did they go?
And I was saying that is one of the tools the enemy is using to make the church feel
like
it's
having a crusade is a
They
loss.
have spent a lot.
Yes.
There's only one soul which has come to the Lord, or maybe few.
Yes.
And maybe even if it's 1 or 5, they didn't even come to our church.
Yeah, I remember.
It is also
I remember there's a man of God. There's a time we were planning a meeting, and then we told him we want to go and preach somewhere in a certain village. He said, "How will that village benefit us? We need to preach around here so that people will come to church." And I said that was wrong.
Yeah.
That was wrong. We are not preaching because we want to fill our churches. We are reaching out, whether people will go to the other churches or different denominations. The issue here is reaching out to the people.
reaching out to the people.
Yes.
Reaching out to the
Whether
people.
they come to our church or they don't come to our church,
Yeah.
as long as they have confessed Christ when they die, they will go to heaven. And our reward in heaven will be great. Yes, sir.
This is great. This is really great. Pastor Hilary Rogers, tell us, how did you come to know the Lord?
Mine is not that long. I now have 10 years in salvation.
Oh,
I was
beautiful.
born again in 2009. And it is because someone reached out for me. Someone stepped out from where I was and reached out for me.
Yeah.
Because in the scripture that you have read, in the book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 8, the Spirit of God was to empower us to go out.
Yeah.
It's not empowering us to speak.
To stay, yeah.
It came to empower us.
To stay in our churches and in our four
No,
corners.
yeah.
It is empowering us to go out to reach for others. So I was in Form 2, that is 2009. I was passing by a church just when I was from school and to school. Because I was day schooling and I was staying alone. So something that attracted this man of God to me was because any time I was passing, he could see me passing with other people. I was with other people. So he saw something like influence in me. And I could pass from Monday to Sunday, Monday to Sunday, Monday to Sunday.
Wow.
So one day he called me in the evening. He was sitting by the church and preach to me, and because my parents were such that don't care. Go to church, don't go.
Yeah.
Just
None of
live
your
your
business.
life.
Yeah, yeah.
My parents don't care. They did care. So it was this man of God that introduced Jesus into my life, and that moment I embraced the gospel, and that seed was planted within me, and it was like fire and that energy. It gave me that zeal to also share my faith and share my testimony with my friends and my schoolmates, and that is what I did. So the power of evangelism and reaching out, as the topic is that zeal that is in that in someone who has received the Spirit of God, who is willing and obey that voice to go out and reach for others.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the love of God propels us
Yeah.
to love people.
Exactly.
Loving them is drawing them to He who loved them first, and that is the power of evangelism.
When you talk about love, I'm thinking about the love of God.
Yeah.
That He sent His only begotten Son because of love.
Yeah.
And Jesus left all the glory, all the power, He had everything. And He came here on earth.
He left, Bishop.
Yes.
He left
He
the glory.
left all the glory.
And most of us, we don't want to leave the places. We don't want
When we come to our comfort zone.
Yes. People are waiting for people to come in the house of God and bring offerings. Yeah, we are comfortable.
Yeah.
Paying bills and doing, we don't want to leave our comfort. And Bishop, I think it's a high time that God should intervene and the Spirit of God should intervene.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy in our country here in Kenya, there's a lot of, I've seen on media, there's a lot of meetings. People are calling, evangelism meetings. People are coming together to go back to the roots. Because I remember, Bishop, when I gave my life to Jesus in 1987.
Yeah.
The day I gave my life to Jesus, we were taught about the 4 spiritual laws.
Yeah,
4
yeah.
spiritual laws. I know you know
remember
them.
it. I
Yes.
remember
Number 1, we were taught about you should pray every day.
Yeah.
Number 2, we were told you should witness. Tell someone that you are born again. And it was very important. It was emphasized. Number 3, we were told about the importance of fellowship.
That's true.
I said the word. I said witnessing. I said prayers. What else? Number 4. Prayer, witnessing, fellowship, the word.
The word.
The word, prayer, witnessing, fellowship.
Fellowship.
Those 4 spiritual principles, yes, they were emphasized by the ministers by then. It's so amazing nowadays when people get born again, they were, the messages that they are hearing. They are preached to go to America, getting visas, you will get married, you will buy a plot or you build a house. We have left the important things, Bishop. The foundation, the basics. And that's why I think that's where the problem is.
And I think that's why even some of the churches, they are usually a problem.
Yes.
Because, we were given anointing to move out.
Yes.
And when we remain indoor,
Yes.
remain within the perimeter of the church,
Yes.
we are carrying the fire.
Yes.
And people begin to burn one another because we have the fire to go out.
Yes.
To
But now
go-
we are not using that
Yeah,
fire.
we are not using it.
Yes.
That's why you see like this competition.
And
I'm more
break
anointed than
out.
the other.
And-
I'm more talented. I'm more gifted. Even some say they are more anointed than the pastor.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because now, when we are not utilizing and we are not sending out, we are not sending out people. I think the other day I was listening to one man of God who was ministering somewhere, and then he was asking an evangelist who was a great evangelist. And then he realized that this guy planted a church. He asked him, how comes? You are an evangelist. I know you as an evangelist. You're supposed to be reaching out and traveling to the nations. And now you have settled down to a church. He said, man of God, outside there is no money. There is no money. If you want to have money, then you have to be in the
How
church.
did he Bill Graham?
That's the question. That's the question. It's a wrong mentality. Yeah, it's a wrong mentality.
Yeah, yeah.
And many evangelists are planting churches instead of doing because I believe, Bishop, the Bible says God made some to be pastors,
Yes.
some to be evangelists, some to be apostles, some to be teachers and prophets. And when God gives you that talent or a gift, when God sends you, he provides. But now everybody is running. I mean, they're afraid of going out because they're saying, you have to be in a church for God to supply your needs, which is very wrong, Bishop. Very wrong. I mean, and that's why there's a lot of fight in the church, because now everybody, even people who are not supposed to, you know, and that's why there's a lot of wrong doctrines. Because when somebody is supposed to be outside, you can imagine somebody is supposed to be preaching outside, is preaching inside.
Yeah, actually,
you can be evangelizing every Sunday.
To evangelize, to be evangelized.
Yes.
Wonderful. This is really great. Really, this is so impacting. Actually, this is reminding us where we came from and what we were called to do. And many of us have forgotten our call. It is high time we go back to the original call. And the original calling was for us to become witnesses. I do believe that our wonderful viewer, you have been blessed. And this talk is impacting your life. We are about to go a short break, and you are going to come back. And when we come back, I know we are going to share it more, and you are going to be blessed. Thank you. We are coming back shortly. Thank you.
Look Up TV. Hope to the world.